Last night, roughly 2 billion people had a nightmare. Being chased, falling, standing frozen while something closes in. And almost all of them woke up, took a breath, and moved on with their day, assuming it meant nothing. But sleep researchers have spent decades studying exactly that moment. And what they've found is that your nightmares are not random misfires. They follow patterns, specific, predictable, cross-cultural patterns that show up in humans regardless of language, geography, or era. The question worth asking is, why those patterns? Why does the sleeping brain keep returning to the same handful of scenarios, generation after generation? The answer comes from evolutionary biology, and it reframes nightmares not as a problem, but as a system. One that's been running inside every human brain for around 200,000 years. Here's how it works. Think about what a dream actually is. Why would evolution do that? Why would nature spend a third of your life running a simulation that disappears the moment daylight hits? That question is what Finnish cognitive scientist Antti Revonsuo spent years trying to answer. Finnish cognitive scientist Antti Revonsuo called it threat simulation theory. And the idea is as simple as it is unsettling. Your brain did not evolve to dream about flying. It did not evolve to replay your wishes or your fantasies. It evolved to rehearse your worst fears. Predators, falling, being hunted, being cornered. Night after night, your ancestors' brains built a private simulator, completely risk-free, and ran them through every catastrophe their world could throw at them, before it ever actually did. Picture a child sleeping under open sky 40,000 years ago. She dreams of a leopard moving through tall grass. Her brain isn't punishing her, it's preparing her, wiring the adrenaline spike, calibrating the freeze or flee decision, building the exact reflex that might one day keep her alive when a real leopard parts that same grass. Nightmares were never a malfunction. They were flight simulators, for a species that had no flight simulators. So what exactly did ancient humans dream about? Researchers can't wire up a skull that's been buried for 50,000 years. But they found the next best thing. Evolutionary anthropologist David Sampson traveled to study two of the last hunter-gatherer populations on Earth, the Hadza of Tanzania and the Bayaka of the Republic of Congo. And he didn't just ask them about their dreams, he measured their sleep, tracked brainwaves, monitored body temperature through the night. Out in the open air, no walls, no mattresses, no electric light. What he found shattered almost every assumption modern sleep science had quietly accepted. These communities slept the same 6 to 7 hours that you do, but what they dreamed about was completely different. Animals and other people. Not deadlines, not money, not social media. Just the two forces that, for the vast majority of human history, decided whether you saw another sunrise. But here's what the data actually shows. You'd assume ancient dreams were mostly terrifying. Darkness, predators, the constant edge of death. But the research tells a more complicated story. Neuroscientist Patrick McNamara at Boston University found that ancient dreams weren't just horror simulations. They rehearsed something just as critical to survival: cooperation, sharing a kill, settling a dispute, repairing a relationship before it broke beyond fixing. Because here's the thing about living in a band of 30 people you can never leave. Unresolved conflict doesn't just feel bad, it gets you cast out. And being cast out, in that world, meant dying. So your dreaming brain wasn't only preparing you to outrun a predator, it was preparing you to navigate the people standing right beside you. There's one more dimension to this that most people overlook. Ancient dreaming wasn't private. In hunter-gatherer cultures across the world, dreams were communal property. Every morning, around the fire, before the hunt began, people shared what they'd seen in the night. A dream about a specific animal could mean something about where to find food. A dream about someone who had died could be treated as a visit, a message from an ancestor still woven into the fabric of the group. Dreams weren't waved off, they were data. Discussed, interpreted, acted on, by everyone, before the day began. Now compare that to your morning. You wake up. Something lingers, a feeling, an image, a flicker of something you can't name. And within minutes, it's gone. Buried under your phone screen and your first cup of coffee. Nobody is waiting to hear what you dreamed. Your dreams have been privatized, sealed off, treated as irrelevant noise from a sleeping brain. But the machinery that generates them hasn't changed at all. And that is the part that should genuinely stop you. Your brain does not know it's 2026. It does not know about mortgages, performance reviews, or unanswered messages. When you dream about being chased through a parking garage by something you can't quite see, your amygdala is running the exact same code it ran for actual predators, thousands of years ago. When you dream about being humiliated in front of a crowd, you're replaying the same social threat simulation a hunter ran through the night before facing his tribe after breaking one of their rules. The world changed completely. The software never got the update. This is why nightmares spike when your life gets harder. A new job, a failing relationship, money getting tight. Your sleeping brain senses real danger and does the only thing it knows how to do. It rehearses, exaggerated, vivid, inescapable, in a body that can't move and therefore can't get hurt. It's not broken, it's doing exactly what it was built to do. It's just doing it for a world that no longer exists. So the next time you wake up at 3 in the morning, heart pounding, sheets damp, chasing something you can't name back into sleep, don't brush it off. What you just experienced is one of the oldest survival mechanisms your species ever developed. Still running, still trying, still doing its job in the dark, for dangers that disappeared long before your grandparents were born.